whole notion of this. If you're a black person, you know, and you're living in Africa, that you have more, or and that you have more. What are they calling it? You have more uh, advantage over the white person. I think I say no, because if you're a black person and you're living in a place where there is sun, where there is a lot of heat, you it's that's not advantage black. That's disadvantage black. Why? Because your skin absorbs a lot of electricity. When I say a lot, I mean a lot of heat. Because heat is electricity. Let's put it like that. Your skin absorbs a lot of heat. So you can, as a black person living in Africa, because of your skin color, I don't care if you're black. I don't care if you're chocolate, if you're light skin black. But if you're somewhat black, as a black person living in Africa, right, your skin is liable, to get burnt out than a white person. Your skin is liable to get burnt out than a white person because of what your skin absorbs. It absorbs light. A black person's skin, no matter if you are chocolate, light black or whatever, your skin absorbs more light, you know, than a white person. So if you're a black person, your skin absorbs what more light. So you're liable to get burnt out than a white person. So I don't get the whole fact that a lot of black people or white people they have this notion of like, if you like, if you're white, you can't come to Africa, you can't come to Nigeria because of the sun. And I'm like, that's a lie. Because if you're white, the white skin, pale or white, whatever you call it, just the skin absorbs light and it reflects it back. So it doesn't really like absorb light for the long time. It just absorbs it and it reflects it immediately. So you don't get burnt out by being a white person or a pale person in Africa or in a place that there is a lot of sun. You don't get burnt out. Why? Because of your skin is light. So it's like a reflection going on. It's like a projection going on. So you don't get burnt out. In fact, it improves your skin, because like you absorbing light and you project it improves your skin. If you're a white person or a pale person and you're living in Africa, it improves your skin much more than you think. It gives you a free tan, a tan. It gives you a tan. That's why in abroad you see most white people, they go to the sauna. They go to place where there is heat to absorb heat, to improve their skin, to improve their performance as a being. So it doesn't derail them. It really helps them out. They go to the sauna. They have heaters. That's why white people, like literally, white people have heaters. They have heater. This heater helps their skin to improve. So it doesn't really affect them. So a lot of people are like, a lot of blacks and a lot of white people are like, hey, if you're coming to Africa, you need sunscreen. You need this. You don't need shit. You just need to be yourself and let nature work out its magic. And if you're a black person and you're living in Europe, you're living in a place that is much more colder, you know, it helps your body. Why? Because during the day there is a lot of heat, there is a sun. During the day there is sun, even though there is not much sun in Europe, like or in US, but there is sun. During the summer, whatever it is, there is sun, there is daylight. That daylight absorbs heat and it helps your body to regulate as a black person in a cold place. So when you absorb heat, in a cold place during the night, and when things get cold, you get more comfortable, you get more heated than the other race. So in a way, right, the black person, should be living in Europe, in a much more colder place, and the white person should be living in a much more hotter place because of the skin dynamics. But it's interchangeable. That's why, like I said, you have white people, like they build up sauna for themselves. They build up these fireplaces. They build something called heater. And even in Africa, that's why you have people building up what are they calling it? AC. That's why you have AC in Africa, to make things much colder and everything, and so forth, and so on and so forth. It's the way it is. And there are other ways to balance this out. As for me, like I go out a lot, but being aware of these dynamics can help you improve. Like if you're just walking the world blind, walking the world based on things you think it is, but the way you think is not actually the way things are. Because scientifically, you don't know stuff. Scientifically, if you know stuff, if you're aware scientifically, you know things are not the way you think. The white people don't get hurt by the sun, that they get, it's actually improved their skin. And the black people don't get hurt by cold. It actually makes them shine, make them glow. So, because being aware of these things, it helps you as a white or a black person. But most people are not aware of this. Most people are not aware of this. Like most people are not aware of anything. you know. So that's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. I made a video, like not too long ago, but the video was so loud. Like there was a lot of noise, and I wonder where the noise was coming from. I think it was, to be literal, because I don't want to think anything is crazy. I think it was because of there wasn't electricity, so there was a generator is like something that brings light. We use it in Africa because we don't, especially in Nigeria, because we don't have light that much. Especially where I'm living right now, there's not too much light, so they use generator. So this generator causes a lot of noise. So because of that noise, there was you wouldn't be able to hear what I was saying, you know, because of the noise and stuff. So that's why I had to like make the video, which is like so annoying. Like it's so annoying. Like the fact that you have to remake a video for just remaking sake is so fucking annoying. Like what the fuck? But I had to just do it again to just pass this message across. Because the message is like, so you have this black people feeling like, hey, I'm black, I can sit in the sun, and I won't get burnt out. And I'm like, hey, you as a black person, you get burnt out in the sun before a white person get burnt out. Why? Because your skin black absorbs heat, so you get really burnt out, before a white person, because the white person's skin doesn't absorb it, it reflects it, you know so, and you as a white person, you get cold out in the cold before a black person, because of what? because, because your skin, it reflects it. So if you're cold as a white person, if you're very cold, your skin reflects it, so it doesn't absorb it, so you'll be very cold. It reflects every heat it gets, so you get very cold. But the black person, their skin absorb it. So in a cold moment, their skin absorb it, so when everything is cold, they have enough heat absorbed to help them throughout the cold. So you can see the balance in both. And that's why they make things like heater, AC, to balance things out. And that's why you see some people go out and not go out. That's why they balance things out with all these technologies. So you can understand, the whole process. So it's not, so I look at these people saying, hey, come to Africa, you will need sun. If you're a white person and you come to Africa, you will need sunscreen, you will need this and that. You don't need shit. Come to Africa to get a free tan. You get a tan, in a sauna, on whatever places you get a tan as a white person. But if you want to have a free tan, just come to Africa to have a free tan as a white person. You get a free tan. You will improve your skin. Your skin will improve by the natural sunlight. It doesn't hurt it. It doesn't hurt it in any way at all. As a white person, the sun doesn't hurt you. In fact, it improves your skin. And as a black person, the cold doesn't hurt you. It makes you glow as a black person, because of what? The cold doesn't hurt you, because during the day and during the whatever, your skin absorbs enough heat. So when it's cold, you're able to glow out. This heat that your skin absorbs is making you to glow. It's not making you cold, because if you're white, of course, your skin doesn't absorb enough heat to make you shine, to make you to make you fiery in the cold. Because of you're white. You don't absorb enough heat. So it's interchangeable. So that's why you have heaters in abroad. You have people using heater in abroad, and in Africa, yeah, it's hot already. Why would you want to use a heater in Africa? That's why we use AC in Africa. AC. Or during the summer, you see people using AC, and during the winter or whatever, you see people using heaters. So you can see the difference. So the whole thing, I see a lot of things happening. I see a lot of people saying a lot of things. So it doesn't really affect. It's normal. You know. So so if you're a white person, don't be scared because of the sun. The sun won't hurt you. In fact, it improves your skin, like I said, because as a pale skin, oh, that's the generator again. the generator the generator just went on. That's the generator again. So if you have a pale skin, for instance, like a white skin, it improves your skin. It improves, and sunlight improves your skin if you have a pale skin or white skin. Because white or pale, it's still, same difference. They're still same in the same way. If you have a white or pale skin, it's still the same. And you have a black or chocolate or whatever skin, it's still black. If you're chocolate or white, or if you're chocolate or fully black, it's still black. Your skin absorbs light. It absorbs light. It doesn't really reflect it. It absorbs it. It's the convector. So that's what I'm just trying to explain to you, like, so you don't get things twisted. As a white person, you can live in Africa and still not get hurt by the sun. And as a black person, you can live in Europe and still not feel too cold. That's just what I'm trying to tell you. It's just as simple as that. It's just as simple as that. It's just as fucking simple as. So I just needed to pass that message across, and I also need to thank Google. For this piece of information, because before I put this before I came on and do this video, the first video and this second video, I I had to check. I had to go online and actually research. A lot of people don't research on Google. The only things that people research on Google are songs, money, and a lot of things. People don't really research stuff on Google. Find things out. And Google is two ways, because Google can tell you the truth and Google can tell you lies. So you need to be very, very precise when asking Google something. You need to be very precise and be aware of what you're asking for you to get the right answer you need to get from Google. So that's exactly what I'm trying to pass across in this video, and I hope you understand. Whoever listens to this video understand it. So don't be scared to come to Africa if you are white or if you are pale. If you have a pale color, the sunlight will actually improve your skin to give you a free tan rather than destroy it. So you shouldn't be scared of you know evolution. And if you're dark skin, you shouldn't be scared of going out there into the cold, because you have enough light absorbed into your body for it to withstand the cold. So it's just what as simple as that. A black person in a very hot place gets burnt out, you know, easily before a white person, and a white person in a very cold place gets cold out before a black person. It's just the irony. So get that. Get that fucking that. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.